good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Officially winter now, right? Oh, I hope you guys are staying warm. Whoo-wee! This cold front is just, and bad thing for us, I don't know about y'all, but here in Alabama, this isn't the one that's gonna be bad for us. It's the second one coming through around Thursday and Friday that's gonna be worse for us. But y'all out there a little north of us, hope you guys are staying warm and safe. Whew! So there's been something that has been an issue here on our farm for a good little minute. And me and Brooke have tried all kind of things. And that's the front yard right here. And you can see it's holding water. Now water never gets to the house the way Mr. Greg had it sloped. So no water ever gets up. We've never had any water, as much rain as we've had, big downpours, the water never gets up on the porches. Never, ever, ever, ever. But it's real, it don't drain. It needs to drain that way. And so it just kind of puddles up here. And you know, y'all know we planted or put some sod out. It didn't do anything. And so the other day I had an idea, and that is to try to make this slope like a little, not like a huge ditch, you know, but something, and kind of get that water out from over yonder. So we started fooling with it. Brooke got on the tractor, started blading it, and it's still too high over here. And I knew we was fixing to have to do something, you know, get the bucket, start digging. I even thought about putting a tiller on there to break the ground up more, kind of like we did the fruit orchard over here. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just see what Mr. Greg thinks. You know, before we continue on, let's see what Mr. Greg thinks. So I called Mr. Greg, well, I didn't call him. I sent Mr. Greg a text. And y'all know Mr. Greg, he's the one that did all of our site work here, built the pond, built the driveway, the house pad, the barn pad, everything. That's what Mr. Greg has done for us. And it recently built me this ditch over here to stop the water from washing out the fruit orchard all the time. And so he came by yesterday and he had a great idea. And I showed him what we were thinking. I said, I just want like a little nice looking, it don't have to be much, just something to let the water drain out. And he didn't like that idea. Mr. Greg did not like that idea. He was afraid that the ditch was going to get filled up with silt and that it may blow out all the stuff over here. So his idea was he wants to put 3 grates in here, drainage grates with a pipe under the ground, and let it take the water out. So I told him, man, you know better than I do. If that's what you think we ought to do, then that's what we ought to do. Then I told him, I was like, you know, we can't get any grass to really grow here. Y'all can see this. This is a lot of our soil over here. And look at this. I mean, it is all gravel. I mean, this is just pure gravel. And that's how it was in front of the house. And just nothing's really wanting to grow here. And I told him about that. And so what he's going to do is he's going to remove, since he's going to tear all this up anyways, fixing it. Uh-oh. Sometimes that camera, there we go. He's wanting to pull out a few inches of this gravelly mess here and put a little topsoil in here, fix this ditch with some grates, and then me and Brooke can go get some more sod or plant some grass seed or a little combination of both or something and finally get this fixed. Now, I originally told you guys I thought I may plant a raised bed garden in here. And that was mainly because I don't know what else to do. I mean, it's just been a mess. The grass won't grow. And if I planted a raised bed garden in here, I was going to put gravel in here. Not to say that I may not do that. I don't know. But that's what I was thinking, was about putting a raised bed in here. Now, I still may build that pergola. Now, I talked about building a pergola off the front of the house here and planting roses on front of it. Still may do that regardless of what I do. And if I did that, I'd have like a walkway, either gravel or pavers, with the rose growing on it, and then maybe grass and some beds around it. But I was glad to get him over here and talk to him about this. I really was. And I showed him some other things that we want to do here. Asked him about the pond. He's gonna give me some more ideas on the pond about making it hold water better. Here's the thing about the pond, and we've said this many times, it is a runoff pond. It doesn't have a water source. It depends on the weather. If it doesn't rain, we've had 2 years back-to-back droughts. We're still in the drought warning area now, even from last year. And our drought advisor, whatever they call those things, without any rain, just normal rain, the pond is going to go down. But we can slow it down some, and so that's what he's going to look into. Whew, it's chilly. I had my neck gaiter, and I came out here and said, yeah, I don't need it, it's not that bad, but I think I may go in and grab it. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better right there. Oh wee! Let's go check on everybody, see how they fared in this weather. I got down to the mid-20s. I think the wind chill was around 18, 19 miles an hour. 18, 19 miles an hour, 18, 19 degrees. I looked at them on the cameras and everybody seemed fine early this morning. That was about 5 o'clock this morning when I checked on them on the cameras. But we're gonna go physically check on them here in a second, see how they're doing. I see Gus and Loretta are still in the bed this morning. I don't blame them either. Good morning, y'all. Y'all doing all right? Y'all doing all right this morning? You better eat, girl. You better eat. I see you. Go eat, girl. Go on, eat. Poor thing don't know she had food in her bucket. Break that water up. We'll come back and clean and fill waters up once it gets above freezing this morning. I see y'all made it through, didn't you, buddy? Yeah, I see y'all made it through those stinking stump. Yeah, I see y'all did all right. I might have to go get this hammer to break y'all's water up, fellas. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Gotta get y'all going. Go check on everybody over here. Mama's already over here this morning. Tell you what, let's get the chickens first and then we'll go check on the barn. I tell you, I cannot wait. Do something with that front yard. You know, you just walk out there, you see it every day. And it was so pretty and all when we first put that grass out there, but I thought it would make it. I really did. What's going on, y'all? Huh? Y'all doing okay this morning? Y'all look good. Made it through. We're gonna come back and do your water once it warms up some, okay? Yeah, we'll come back and get that hand. Let's get y'all some corn this morning. Maybe this will warm y'all up. So corn affects their metabolism and creates heat, so that's why we like to give them corn as a snack in the wintertime. When it's cold outside. Yeah, plus they enjoy it too. First thing Brooke said to me this morning is, I can't stand this weather. Oh goodness. The semi-A's y'all laid in the cold last night. Not many. Woohoo. I was just bragging on y'all the last couple of videos. But that shows you that weather affects their egg laying. We got 5 eggs this morning. We had gone several days in a row with at least 10. This morning we got 5. But I can tell you, ladies, we're grateful for the 5, and we sure do thank y'all. I saw the goats running out, so she must just open the gates up for the goats this morning. See how Pookie's doing, Matilda. Y'all watched my little reel yesterday. Y'all saw that we did have a little bit of snow. It was just some flurries. Didn't last 10 minutes, I don't think. And during that time, all the bovine, all the cattle were outside eating hay. Not affected by the snow, cold, mess whatsoever. Hey girl, what are you doing this morning? Huh? What you doing this morning? Huh? How are you doing? I was just telling everybody how you and the other cows didn't care anything about that weather. Didn't bother y'all a bit. And everybody else was under the stalls. Yeah, even the donkeys. Even the donkeys. Looking beautiful. We work your leg this morning too. Yeah, we're gonna work that leg this morning. Clean your stall up.
She was outside.
She saw me.
I know. She heard you. Hey, you're not supposed to walk back through your...
I know, I gotta get it cleaned up this morning.
Nothing in there for Miss Pookie.
Guess what?
What? 3 eggs?
5. But that
I got
shows
3
you.
yesterday.
Hey, how many eggs would you lay in this weather?
0.
That's what I thought.
0.
I know y'all in here. I don't blame y'all. I don't blame y'all one bit. Good morning, Pookie.
She told me she wanted to eat in the stall this morning, so I fed her in here, put her hay out, and obviously she ate kind of quick, but she's moved on. But you know what I noticed?
What's that?
So there's a blue water out there that is used for Peach's water.
Yeah.
And Pookie shares it.
Yeah.
And it's not frozen. So I thought, well, good. None of the waters are going to be frozen. I go out here to let Matilda out.
Yeah.
And the goat's big trough is frozen.
That's interesting.
I thought so too.
Well, I'll tell you this. The chicken's poo, Cheese's poo, wasn't all the way frozen.
This over here is frozen solid.
But the goats was
Goats?
the boy goats.
Oh, the boy goats.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. So
It's obviously something about the way the wind is.
that's interesting. They're all around Matilda over there. Hey, girl. Boy, they going through that hay, aren't they?
Oh, don't talk about it.
Goodness gracious, they going through it.
Don't talk about it, Jason.
Moody, how much hay do you eat in a day, sir? What was it, 360 cheeseburgers or something? It was something crazy like that. Hey, baby. Hey, baby, how you doing this morning? How you doing?
She said, I'm doing very well, thank you.
How you doing, girl? How you doing?
You frisky this morning, aren't you?
I'm gonna go check this pan. I had one spot that was
Let me take this back off.
Yeah, just to be safe.
I think it's going to be colder tonight than it was last night.
Yeah, it's gonna get way colder tonight, I think. Probably 10 degrees colder. Yeah, I had one pan that I could not, I say could not. I had one pan that had one spot that was just hanging on there like a hair in a biscuit. And let's see if it's gonna come off. Let's get it out of the E-tank and see what we got. That's the spot right there. Oh yeah, it's flaking off. Oh yeah, it's flaking off. Y'all see it flaking off right there? I think I may get it. I think that may get it right there, y'all.
So I did not tell you about Nugget and Goldie.
This morning?
Yeah.
They still bedded down?
Well, so the pool had flipped over, so I went in there to flip the pool back over.
Uh-huh.
Got it flipped over, started pouring feed, and here come Nugget from the stall area.
Uh-huh.
The whole time that I was there pouring the geese food, Goldie stayed in the stall.
Really?
Yes. And Nugget came all the way down there, visited with me for a second, and then he came back up here to where she was.
And got back in the stall.
Got back into bed.
I noticed when I fed yesterday evening, they were bedded down, and I fed early. I fed early because it was starting to get cold, and
so that tells you right there that
and they don't hardly ever bed down like that.
Never. They knew where the warm spot was.
I'm glad they went there too.
Oh yes, yes, and he brought her breakfast in bed, or something like that. We don't know what happened.
Oh goodness. Oh Nugget. All right, y'all. Let's see if we can get the rest of this stuff off this pan. We're down to the bare middle now, and now it's time to season it. Okay, so I'm gonna take that one back, go season it. I'm gonna put this one in the E-tank, the electrolysis tank. Now this one's just been sitting in a vinegar bath for a while. You don't have to do that. They can go straight into the E-tank. But you can see this one's got a good little buildup of crud right in there. all throughout there. And stuff like this is a lot harder. I have learned in my little short time of doing this. This is a lot harder to clean than a skillet because of all these crevices and you can't get in there. And yeah, so the E-tank's really gonna work well with this one because all this is just so hard to get. Maybe if you had your brass brush, you don't want anything rough to mess your cast iron up with, and I know, like getting down in there. But this is where the E-tank's gonna come in handy for ones like this. I wish I had the E-tank when I did the corn stick pan, because all those nook and crannies in that thing were the devil. All right, so I had so many of you guys request this. I don't know how many emails, hundreds of emails want to know, Jason, will you show seasoning a pan? And it's real easy, so this ain't gonna take long at all. So I got it stripped down. Now, how you strip it or get the old seasoning off, that's something you're just gonna have to research, because not everybody has an E-tank. You can soak it in vinegar, you can use a lye bath. There's several ways you can do that, so do your research on that. But if you're wanting to season one, it's brand new, you want to re-season one, or you just want to know how to season it in general, this is how I do it now. So I got my cast iron here. I just washed it out real good. I'm going to put it in my oven while it's warming up so it can get all the moisture out, because cast iron, you don't want any moisture in this whatsoever, because that will mess everything up. So you want it completely dry. There we go. Got it in there, okay? Now, this is a little convection oven that I've been using. It works great. I'm doing avocado oil, and avocado oil has a high smoke point. This one's up to temp. So I've been doing 450, but I have read here recently that I should or possibly try to get up to 500. I just realized this little oven, how's it goes 480. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do 480. Here's another thing. Depending on what oil you use is gonna depend on what temperature you use, because not everybody has a smoke point like avocado oil does. Let me grab it real quick. Now, I like avocado oil. It is healthy. It doesn't go rancid. It has a high smoke point. It's not one of those bad seed oils that we're seeing about. It's a good oil. But you can use all types of oil. Bacon grease, lard, vegetable oil. Beef tallow is a good one. You can even use beeswax. I don't know how that works. You have to do your research on that. But, you know, you can use beeswax. Crisco is real popular. So depending on which oil you use, depends on what temperature you want your stove to be. While that's drying, I want to tell you that every time you use it, because every time you use this thing, you're going to put grease in. Every time you use it, it's going to season itself. Main thing is when you get through using it, clean it. Clean it, clean it, clean it, clean it. Don't be scared. Clean the pan. Once you get it clean, I know soap is controversial, but all your cast iron gurus say soap is not going to hurt the cast iron once it's seasoned properly. I did some research on that, and I found out the reason why our grandmothers and great-grandmothers told us not to use soap in your cast iron was because all the soaps back then were made with lye. They all contain lye. They were lye soaps. Lye will take the seasoning off. All the soaps we use today, your dishwashing soaps, your Dawns and Joyous or whatnot, they're not going to have lye in it. So you can use soap as long as it's not lye soap. And I know some people are still going to not agree with me, but that's fine. But I've used soap in mine all the time here recently, and it doesn't affect mine whatsoever. But if you don't want to use soap, that's fine. Clean it the way you want to clean it, but just make sure you do clean it. Oh, after you clean it, take your paper towel or a rag and just put a light coating of seasoning back on it, or oil, your oil. And then again, I'm going to use avocado oil. Just lightly put some in it, just barely. You want just a small amount in it, and then that's just going to help it stay that way. Nice, clean, seasoned, and prevent any type of rust or anything like that. All right, so my cast iron is pretty warm right now. You can season it now. It's not going to hurt anything. I don't like doing it when it's hot because I want to grab the handle and I want to move stuff around and all that kind of good stuff. So I kind of wait till it cools off a little bit, and then we'll come back and season it. But cast iron retains heat, so it's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit. But for video's sake, and I'm trying to get this done and show you guys, go ahead and get it in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and season this piece. Now, I'm just gonna take my oil right here. I'm gonna pour some, just a little bit in it, like so. And then I got my rag, and I'm just gonna rub it around, and I'm gonna hit every nook and cranny with this oil. But we're not done after this, so I wanna show you something. It's a mistake that almost everybody makes, including myself. You can see I got it good and nice and shiny and oiled. You can see this spot right here. And this is why we're gonna do this. The more the oil is not better. So what you wanna do is you wanna wipe this thing down like you wanna take the oil out. Wipe it down like you made a mistake and like, man, I didn't mean to put that oil in there. I wanna get this oil out. That's what we're gonna do. And y'all, that's it. Going in my oven for 1 hour. And that's it. That's absolutely it right there. And I'm going to do that 4 times. It's going to take 4 hours. I may do it all today. I may not. But if I don't, I don't. It's no big deal. Once it's done, it should be completely non-stick. And you can cook eggs in it. You can cook whatever you want to cook in it. But that's how I season my cast iron. Now, again, this is something you can ask 10 people and get 10 totally different answers. And I'll show you the pan in an hour and show you what it looks like. It's going to get darker and darker and darker every time you season it. And that's what you want. Once it's that almost black look, that means it's got a good seasoning on it. It's not going to stick. It's going to last you for a long, long, long time. Oh, I don't know, some going to say, why didn't I turn it upside down? I'm supposed to turn it upside down. I don't have to, because I don't have any. The only reason you would turn it upside down, or the concept of turning your pan upside down, and it doesn't matter which way you turn it, it doesn't. You could put 6 pans in there. The only reason, or the reason that people would say that or say that, is if you got too much oil in there and it could drip down to the bottom. But if you do like I did, and if you don't put too much oil in there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if you're more comfortable turning yours upside down, by all means, do it that way. Like I said, do it the way you like to do it, or the way you think you should do it, and you'll be perfectly fine and perfectly happy. Big update on Granddaddy's tractor. So I asked for your guys' feedback on switching this over from 6 volts to 12 volts. And boy, did y'all come through. I have no idea how many emails I got to my email address, and I read every single one of them. I tried to respond to every one of them. If I didn't respond to yours, then it may have went to my spam folder. I have to go check it out and sort through all it. But every single tractor mechanic, tractor person, every one of them told me to switch it over to 12 volts. Basically, this is the feedback I've gotten. Jason, if you want to use this tractor like a tractor out on your farm, use it like you do the orange tractor, which I know I can't do as much as I can with this one, but you know what I'm saying. If I want to make this a working tractor here on my farm, switch it over to 12 volts and possibly put electronic ignition in it, and you'll never regret it, because it's going to crank. It's going to be a lot easier to crank. It's going to have a lot more cranking power, and it's pretty much going to start almost every time. If you want it to be a farm ornament and just have it for looks and not concerned about driving it all the time, leave it at 6 volts. So that's basically the feedback I got from every single person that sent me an email that was a mechanic, an old tractor person, person that restores these, that owns one. That's the feedback I got, is to do it if you want to use it. I've told y'all from the get-go, I want to use this tractor. I do not want it to just sit around, you know, and be nice and pretty. You know, I mean, if I wanted to do that, I would repaint it, put a super duper clear coat on it, and pull it out yonder and make a bed around it, and you know, make it pretty and make it kind of like a big focal point of the farm. And I want to use it. I want to use this tractor. I want it to be a working tractor. Now I got a few messages, I think I may have got 1 or 2 emails, that some were concerned that if I changed it from 6 volt to 12 volt, that it was going to devalue the tractor, since it is an antique. But y'all, these 8-in tractors and 9-in tractors, this one's an 8-in, it's a 39, I believe. They're not extremely rare. They're really not. They're not extremely expensive. They're not super duper rare items. So as for devaluing it, you know, in all honesty, if I got it to be a full-fledged working farm tractor that you could use every single day, probably would sell a lot quicker than one that wouldn't. But I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. I got it because, number one, it is sentimental. It is my granddaddy's tractor that he rebuilt and restored, and I want to use it. I want to use this tractor in the garden. I want to pull the spring tooth harrow with it. I want to make my beds with it. So I want to use this tractor. And if that's the case, you know, from every single email I got one good one. I got so many, y'all. I cannot tell you. I'm a little shocked. I am. We got a lot of traffic right now. I'm a little shocked that I got that many guys that love old tractors or work on old tractors that watch the channel. I don't know why I was, but I just was a little shocked, to be honest with you. I got one though. I'm gonna call him Pawpaw. Pawpaw's 96 years old, but sent me an email and said he watches all the videos, and that he wanted her to email me and let me know that switching it over to 12 volt would be the best thing I'd done. Now, when 96-year-old Pawpaw tells you that, that's when you know you're going in the right direction. So definitely, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna try to do it myself. From the feedback I got from you guys, doing this is not extremely difficult. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I have been messing around on this tractor a good little bit. My confidence level on working on this tractor is a lot higher than it was when I first got it, if that makes any sense. The more I've fiddled with it and played around with it, and the more I've read so much more on it, I feel a lot more confident working on the tractor now. I cannot thank you guys enough for all of the tremendous feedback on Granddaddy's tractor here. It's crazy that I think a lot of y'all want to see it going just as bad as I do, and that just it floors me, it humbles me, and it warms my heart as well. First round done. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like, y'all. Let's see if it's gotten any darker. I bet it has. Look at there. Perfect. Oh yeah. First round done. And you can see there's no splotches. So we're good there. Gonna let this cool off a minute. We'll add round number 2. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all please stay warm and safe out there. And as always, y'all have a blessed day and y'all be good.